All right. Dawning. Yeah. So it's almost like it's dawn and new beginnings, and then love and compassion. It's almost like there's a need for compassion, that you can't save this person, you can't help this person. Uh, there's not, they aren't moving, and they're choosing to not move because they're not even living their own life. They have to be alone. You have a new beginning ahead of you. Trying to drag this dead weight, this person's not going to change until they choose it. You can't save them. If you bring them along for the ride, you're going to lose your new beginning. Or what you're trying to build, you're not going to be able to build, because you're trying to, they need a savior. They need to be their own savior. They need to show up and start figuring out, that's not my story. I don't need to live that story out. That was their story. I need to create my own story. You're trying to create a new story, and they're caught up in the past. They're looking, they're adapting. Like, you don't know who this person's going to be, and you don't know if they'll be compatible with the path that you're going on. So you need to have compassion with them, and release them. If you're meant to be, you will come back together. If this is a family member, you need to release them, and your absence will absolutely either allow them time to appreciate you and change if they want to be in your life and become healthy and start taking their own journey, and you might meet up down the road. Or again, sometimes your lessons have been learned, sometimes the purpose has been fulfilled, and there's no need for the contract or the connection anymore. They've taught you, even if it was, they are your greatest teachers, even if they're fighting with you all the time. It's teaching you to fight for yourself, because you don't have to explain where you're going. It's either they're on the train with you or they're not. They're trying to better their lives. If they're trying to create something, then they'll be busy doing their life, and you can be together. But, or you guys can support each other. But if this is an Empress in reverse, I'm having a feeling that there's something attached to a mother. So if this is an Empress in reverse, there might be trauma attached to the mother. I'm in a second video now. I might as well just keep going. It flipped into a new one. The mother dynamic, seeing how she's sitting and she's not really doing anything. And where's the other Empress? And she's standing, but she's in reverse. It's almost like maybe the mother was stuck somewhere. Maybe the mother had some sort of health issue, concern, might have been disabled in some way. So it's almost like the mother couldn't move, couldn't go forward, couldn't do anything, or chose not to do something. Maybe the mother lacked motivation in life. And it's almost like this Empress in reverse is like standing. So it's like she's a step farther than her mother, but she's still an Empress in reverse like her mother. So there might be something similar about her, the mother. Her and her mother might be the same in some way. Because it's like, with the Page of Swords, like, you've seen what you need to see. There's already a past tower. You're beaten, broken, and bruised. You definitely need alone time. Do they add... Oh, okay, this was sticking up. I was going to pick a card for your advice with this new beginning, with the Dawn and Compassion one. But this was just sticking up. So in between, you guys, do they add or subtract from your life? I guess that's kind of what you're being asked to do. Like, is this connection, like, adding to your life, or is it taking from you? That's interesting. Alright, so I need a confirmation for this love, compassion, and new beginnings. Fire. It's like, it's time. Let that fire in your belly go. This person could have, like, dominant water in their chart. So, water and fire... Water's going to put out the fire, so it's almost like they drain your energy. They could, like, put your ideas down, put you down. Definitely doesn't give you motivation to go towards what you're doing, but with the fire there, you could be a fire-dominant chart. This person could have fire in their chart, too, and that's why they're Mars. They might have a malefic Mars. Purification and instinct. Let's see. Communion. You're wanting to connect with what you desire, your soul desires in this life. Whatever you're trying to work towards, you have a natural ability doing so. You just innately know what to do. It's like you have like a higher perspective. So if you're an accountant, it's almost like you intuitively know, or you have a higher perspective, or you just know where to look to find the numbers, or to find the error, or whatever profession you're in. It's just like you just have that higher perspective, like an eagle. You can see the big picture. What other advice do we have? Either you or this person may have lost a loved one, and maybe that's what's affecting them too. If this person lost a loved one and you were with them, you might have felt like if you wanted to end the connection or not spend time with them, it's almost like somebody died, and then you didn't want to abandon them while they're going through a hard time, so it's almost like you stuck around. And then it ended up just you never left, or you never did it. There was always a reason to stay, to avoid facing it. Relationships, you're definitely learning a really important lesson in connections here. What are you learning? It says hot and steamy. One more. Why hot and steamy? Flow. Okay, so what I'm getting is in the connections in your life, so whether they're intimate, they're family, like sexual relationships, family, friendships, it's almost like you're learning how to go with the flow, even when it's like hot and cold though. I'm getting the impression of like hot and cold. So it's almost like when it's hot, it's time to spend time there. Like if it's feeling good and it's assisting you, or it's adding to your life, then yes, the connection's good for you. But when it becomes cold, then it means the relationship it's not serving the same purpose, so you need to reallocate a different position in your life. That's what I'm getting. Because it's almost like if you stay in something that's stagnant, that stops you too. So then you're not in your flow. You're not as productive. You're not producing. You're not going anywhere. So it's almost like sometimes you got to shift. Like if you have certain friends you like to hang out with in the summer because they do fun stuff, hang out with them. But then once winter comes, you get serious and you hang out with other certain types of people. It doesn't mean that you have to get rid of them. You just reallocate the amount of time you spend with them, or how much energy you put into it, right? It's not always about ending relationships, but you end the dynamic of how it is. You can renegotiate the terms of the contract with that person. So it's almost like instead of hanging out with them every weekend, you see them once a month. Or if you have time. Or if you both have kids, you get together with having a play date every once in a while, and your kids can play together. So you're definitely learning how to navigate relationships and connections in your life. Maybe there was a grandmother that was an important influence in your life, or a figure. Oh, this one's sticking up. Lineage. Oh, man. Yeah, so this might be an ongoing thing in your lineage. So maybe people in your family hung around people even though they didn't like them. They did it to appease others, or because it was expected of them. So maybe this came from the maternal side of the family. A way that you're acting, or the way that you're navigating connections and relationships in your life, all relationships. It might be a pattern in the maternal line of your family. Light and water. Why? Light and water. Keep your thoughts to yourself. It's almost like your thoughts flow better when you're not, like when you're just in the flow of your thoughts instead of speaking them out loud. Or that might be something that you do. It's almost like you gain greater understanding when you're just when you have alone time, and you can follow your thoughts, and you can gain a better understanding, or put the puzzle pieces together, and it kind of like illuminates things for you. So it's almost like you don't talk to people about what you're going through or what you're thinking. And maybe you're not supposed to. Maybe this is what saves relationships for you. Maybe this is why you don't speak, so you can salvage relationships. So if you want to be, maybe you, some people burn bridges, and then some people like don't want to burn any bridges because they want to go back. But again, if something's not serving you, why would you want to go backwards? Why wouldn't you want to go forward? If you want to live an exciting new life and experience new things, you can't keep going back to the past because there's nothing new there. Interesting. You might like to travel. You might want to go to the East. Eastern culture. Authority of what? You are, again, what you feed, what you feed grows. It's almost like you are in charge of your energy and where you allocate your energy and your time. So it's almost like if you want to grow something, that's where you need to be putting your attention to. So if you're paying attention to an Empress in reverse that's really not doing anything, you're not feeding the thing that you want to grow. And we know this. Like, this is you, but you are the creator of your own destiny. So if you're not putting energy into the right things, that's really, you have to be accountable for that. The onus is on you. You can't blame other people. Sometimes you need to release people to let them figure themselves out. Inner reflection. Well, it says reflective. So it's almost like you're being called to like be reflective on where you're putting your energy. You're in charge of, nobody can tell you where to put your energy. You have your own free will. You have to make your own choices. I'm already at 12 minutes. One more. Let's see what other messages we need to talk about. Conservative. And what? Don't look back. I just had the image of Medusa. If you look at, how if you look at Medusa, you turn to stone. It's almost like if you look back, you become stuck. So it's almost like be conservative with your energy and how you communicate. Conduct yourself in a tempered manner. But it's whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to be professional in some manner. To be conservative, it's something professional you're trying to achieve. Trying to get your bag. You should be focusing on your bag, making your money first. But it's like, don't look back. You'll turn to stone. I don't know. What else we got? These are sticking up. Monetary level up. Okay, so obviously don't look back if you're trying to monetarily protect your peace. So if somebody's disrupting it, 33 could be important. You might be seeing that number around, or it might be life path number. This also is a 6, so it's almost like everything could be connected to family, because 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 is the number of family, children. You're building a lineage for your children. 11, you might be seeing that number as well. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's feminine energy. It's the moon. Secrets. Emotions. Double 1 energy, masculine. So it's almost like your energy might be, you might be predominantly masculine, but you definitely do have a feminine side and that's definitely connected to your money. It's almost like you have to be into your masculine so that you can build your 2 energy up. Rock, paper, scissors. Might be trying to win. Somebody trying to win. Want to be first. Want to be picked. You want first pick. First pick of something. Rock, paper, scissors. Supporting role. So you might be playing the supporting role for this Empress energy, and that's what's gonna, it's almost like you don't put yourself first, possibly too. You might put other people first, even though it's not benefiting you. I just want to talk quickly about this. This came up this morning when I was having my coffee, and smokes, obviously. There's a difference between compromise and sacrificing. To compromise is to not take you off your path. It's just including somebody else. A compromise is considering and including others. Sacrifice means you're abandoning yourself for another. And I wanted to really bring that up because it's quite important. Like, a lot of people sacrifice their love, their joy, their happiness for another's, but then they're not considered as well. So again, it's almost like we need to look at, there are certain sacrifices you have to make in life, but normally it's for the greater good, and you know that. But if you're sacrificing your energy, you're sacrificing your happiness, you're sacrificing for somebody else to make them happy, to avoid conflict or avoiding disappointing somebody or avoid breaking somebody's heart, you're going to break your own heart. If you're trying to avoid breaking somebody else's heart because you guys are not compatible or the relationship isn't good for either of you, the connection between you and another should be beneficial for both people. If it's only beneficial for one person, even if it's not communicated, and you know it's not good for you, but it's great for the other person, you're breaking your own heart. So you're sacrificing yourself for somebody else that wouldn't take the bullet for you. You know what I mean? Compromise or sacrifice? Is the sacrifice worth it, or are you sacrificing yourself? You know, you have a great purpose and you have a reason for being here, and what you're good at doing and what you're doing has a greater purpose for others as well. It's your gift. You are a gift to others. I don't know. Hopefully this makes sense. Maybe you'll play rock, paper, scissors with somebody. But you're definitely the supporting role, but you should definitely be supporting yourself first. You know what I mean? Alright, I hope this helps somebody. Merry Christmas. Bye.